What is up, Ohio? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broulis Beat Report. I am your host, Nick Broulis, and this edition of the Broulis Beat Report is brought to you by Cafe 80s. If you like 80s music, you'll definitely want to check out a Cafe 80s show. You can follow them by just downloading that Bands in Town app and just searching Cafe 80s. You'll get emails even sent to you letting you know where they will be playing at next and when. Also, find them on Facebook, The Cafe 80s, and you can actually visit their actual website at thecafe80s.net. Well, guess what? Believe it or not, I actually did do a week 1 of the NFL season preview show last week. Here's the problem, though. Never quite made it to fandom.com, which, might I add, if you guys have any interest in checking out some of my other articles, just go to fandom.com. That's F-A-N as in Nancy, T-H-E-M as in mom. I have a couple of articles up right now. Certainly all the NFL divisions I have already made my predictions on, and I just put out a couple of new articles, so please feel free to check them out. But if you don't believe me, here is my week 1 sheet from last week. Now, give me a little bit of a break here, cut me some slack. My printer kind of ran out of some ink, so here's, if you can see it, there you go. Make sure the paper isn't there. As you can see, I went 11 for 15 on my predictions. I missed on a couple. Hopefully you had a chance to see that. So, in this edition of the Broulis Beat Report, not only will we be previewing Week 2, starting with Thursday Night Football, but we will first review last week. So, let's start out with last week first, shall we? Well, I've been on record to telling you, if New England is playing at home, I'm always going to pick the Patriots under the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era. Well, I went with the Patriots last Thursday, and they kind of got their butts handed to them in Foxborough by the Kansas City Chiefs. So, needless to say, I missed on that one. Then, starting on Sunday, between the Jets and the Bills, a AFC East matchup, I took the Bills and I got that one right. Next up, I took the Eagles over the Redskins, got that one right. Raiders versus Titans, I got that one right. I took the Raiders. Jaguars versus Texans, I took the Texans. And I got that one wrong. Alright, well, if you read my my prediction for the AFC South, I told you I don't know why the Houston Texans are even wasting their time with Tom Savage as the starting quarterback. Just hand the keys over to Deshaun Watson. He's going to be starting this Thursday night when the Texans visit the Bengals. We're going to get into that when we preview this coming Week 2 matchups, alright? Then I went with the Lions over the Cardinals, and I got that one right as well. Next up, Falcons visiting the Bears. I took the Falcons. I got that one right. Ravens, Bengals, AFC North showdown. Boy, Baltimore really took it to Cincinnati. Wow, Andy Dalton, 4 interceptions. And what can I say? The Baltimore defense definitely showed up in that game as I figured that they would. And then, after that, the Colts headed out to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Whew. Scott Tolzien, man, did he look bad. Wow. I got that one right. Luckily, I took the Rams on that one. And then, Panthers out in San Francisco against the 49ers. Luckily, I took the Panthers in that one. Next up, this was actually, I thought it would be a lot closer game than what it actually was. But I took the Packers over the Seahawks, and I got that one right. And then the Sunday night game had the Giants at Dallas. I actually took the Giants. Boy, did the Cowboys kick their butt. Wow. And then the 2 games on Monday night, Saints at the Vikings. Adrian Peterson returns to Minnesota. Boy, oh boy, Minnesota. They took it to the Saints all right. And then the late game, the Chargers at the Broncos. I actually took the Chargers, but the Broncos ended up prevailing in that. So again, I went 11 for 15. And the local game, Pittsburgh at Cleveland, that was a lot closer game than what I even anticipated, as the Browns actually still had a chance in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left to go to win that game. But Pittsburgh did end up prevailing. So, well, I got that one right because I did take Pittsburgh. So I went 11 for 15. Not too bad. I tried to get 75% or more right. So that was last week. Well, guess what? You're probably going to see my picks anyways, even though I'm going to tell them to you. But I went out and I got new printer cartridges for my printer. And needless to say, it looks a lot better. You can obviously already see my predictions, but I'm going to tell you anyways. So now, Thursday Night Football has the Houston Texans traveling to Cincinnati. Deshaun Watson does get the start, and I took Houston in that matchup. Next up, Bears will travel to Tampa Bay. I am actually going to take the Buccaneers for that game. No shocker there. Then you have the Vikings traveling to Pittsburgh. I am definitely taking the Pittsburgh Steelers in that game. Patriots at the Saints. Give me New England to have a rebound game in that matchup. Eagles at the Chiefs. I'm actually going to take the Eagles to start out 2-0 this year, as they will, I think, go on to defeat Kansas City in Arrowhead, might I add, one of the most difficult places to play if you are definitely the opposing team. Titans at the Jaguars. I'm actually going to take Tennessee in this matchup on the road. Cardinals will be visiting the Indianapolis Colts. Unless they have Jacoby Brissett starting for the Colts, I am definitely going to take the Arizona Cardinals in that matchup. After that, you have the Bills visiting the Panthers. I'm going to take Carolina in that matchup. Jets at the Raiders. I think this could be a blowout. I'm definitely taking the Raiders. Dolphins visiting the Chargers. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers. Then next up, you have the later games on Sunday. Starting with the 49ers at the Seahawks. I'm definitely taking Seattle in that matchup. Washington visits the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams to start out the season 2-0. Cowboys at the Broncos. This was a hard game for me to pick, but I'm going to take the Broncos at home. And then the Falcons open up their brand new stadium, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, against the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to have Atlanta going 2-0, as I think that they will have a takeover in a winning game against the Packers. And then Monday Night Football, as the Detroit Lions travel to the Big Apple to take on the New York Football Giants. And I am going to take the Giants to rebound after they got pummeled in Dallas. Now, the local game. The Cleveland Browns travel to Baltimore to take on the 1-0 Baltimore Ravens. And I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. Now, here's the thing. I think that this game will be closer, but I actually think that this game might possibly depend on if Cleveland can get more pressure on Flacco and continue that stout run defense like they did against Le'Veon Bell last week against Pittsburgh. But will Deshaun Kaiser improve and get the ball out sooner and make some better decisions? It's not going to actually shock me, believe it or not, if Cleveland goes into Baltimore and gets the win. But I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens for right now. So, with that being said, I do hope that everybody has a good football weekend. And again, check fandom.com for my latest articles. Follow me on Twitter at Broulis. That's N as in Nancy, B as in boy, Roulis. And my email is nickbroulis8404@yahoo.com. And for those of you that are wondering, I do have a question for you. Do you want me to start throwing out a question or two and then throwing it on my Facebook and then the best responses will get talked about and brought up right here on my show, the Broulis Beat Report. That's my question to all of you. I'm trying to enhance the show. I'm trying to make it more interactive as much as I possibly can. I want to know from you guys, would you participate in questions if I threw them out there to you? Well, that does it for this edition of the Broulis Beat Report. And until next time, have a good one, everybody.